Newsflash is brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Still, fun papa fee.
Hello there, good morning. If you just joined us here on the show, this is Prime Morning. It's time for us to get into Newsflash, and it's proudly brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise Phone Papa Pafi. We say a big thank you to them for giving us quality on the market. And if you need a phone, if you need any type of phone, I'm talking about Samsung, I'm talking about iPhone, I'm talking about Nokia. If you need any phone accessories, it's the place you have to go get it. They're giving you quality that's guaranteed, and you can only do so by simply visiting our branches. Now, don't forget to give us a call on 0555-939-311, and you can speak to us on these numbers you see on your screens. Please do not pick any number on social media to speak to us on. And you can also get the app. It's pretty simple. Just go Google Play, App Store, and download it as the Franco Trading app, and then you're good to go. You can get any of our branches on it. You can also get any of the numbers that you want to call and make inquiries and all of that. So it's just simple, you know. Once you have the app, you have Franco Trading Enterprise in your hands. The website is www.francotrading.com, and you can also get all the details you need over there. We're super excited about what we're bringing to Ghanaians. And of course, the Euro 2024 is ongoing. If by mistake you are jubilating and had your television screen, messed up one way or the other, make sure that you come grab a new one from us. We've got 32 all up to 55 inches with us that you can also purchase from, all right? So yeah, just come get it. Refrigerators, we've got them, all right? And the CCTV cameras, we've got them. I'll tell you something about what happened to a friend of mine. I'll share that with you briefly. But let me get into the newspapers, the front pages, and then we'll get into major issues. My guests are seated in the studio, and today we are looking at the Great Transformational Plan. We're asking a very big question. Is it the alternative? Is it any different? That's what we're going to be looking at. Alan has come out with something, and it's got about 6 things that we're going to be looking at this morning. And then also we'll look at Kenya unrest and the lessons we've learned from the protests that actually made a significant change in governance. We'll be looking at that also here on the show. But let me start off with the Daily Graphic this morning, reporting on a few issues. And it says, NPP running mate Matthew Opoku Prempeh, the chosen one. And it's a big deal. Now, Parliament rectifies Ghana bauxite companies mining lease. Page 6 has got a story on that as well. 7.3 million Ghanaians multi-dimensionally poor. GSS report on that. And malaria-related deaths reduced drastically. That's a good one. And away from that, the back page, it says Gamache unveils renovated cluster of schools at Adabraka. That's also reported by the Daily Graphic at the back page. Now, let's move on to Daily Guide this morning. It says the Church of Jesus Christ Gamache renovate school. And NPP VP race Baumia picks Napo. And away from that, Trade Minister introduces cement pricing law. And yesterday I listened to him speak about it, and he was very livid about the way cement prices go up in this country, and he's seeking for a way to regulate that. Now, away from that, e-Transform project connects 951 government agencies to internet, and Parliament rectifies bauxite mining lease. That's the Daily Guide. This morning on the back page, Black Stars have given us hope. As Samojan says so, Minister rolls out maintenance plan for African Games facilities, and England funds pull Southgate. Mbappe, lawyer, chase PSG over unpaid wages. This is not good. Now, Nana has kept his promise to act as Ajako says so. Simi supports Kenya anti-tax protest, and Hajia for real implicates baby daddy in scam case. That's also the Daily Guide reporting on some entertainment news. Away from that, let's get into the Ghanaian Times. And it says NPP presidential running mate race. Napo gets nod as president accepts choice to partner VP for election 2024. Now, Gamache Foundation, Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints renovate Manchester Iteria, the first cluster of schools. And in Kenya, violent protests, 5 Ghanaian MPs caught up in demo safe, set to return this weekend. We're waiting for them patiently. Away from that, Esikado Beach fire accident, chief fisherman appeals for financial support for victims, and 951 government institutions connected with high-speed network under e-Transform project. That's the back page of the Ghanaian Times. Then lastly, we get to the new finder this morning. It says growth to hit 2-year high, and as domestic demand is expected to rebound. Now, BOG committed no error in revoking license of UniCredit, Supreme Court says. So, Church of Jesus Christ, Gamanche Foundation renovated the Raka School, and Parliament ratifies Ghana Bauxite Company's mining lease. Away from that, cement manufacturers trade minister clash over proposed cement price regulation. That's also captured by the new finder. So these are the front pages of the various newspapers. I'm sure once you grab a copy today, you can read all about it. Now we move on. And don't forget, you can be a part of the conversation by sending your messages to us. Our WhatsApp line is active. It's always on your screen, so you can do so. We're streaming live on Facebook, and so you can also check out, our stream over there and send your contributions. It's proudly brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. My guest are seated in the studio. Honorable Alexander Percival Segbefia has joined us this morning. He's the former Minister of Health, representing the NDC this morning. He's here with us. Honorable.
Good morning, KMG, and good morning to my colleagues who will be joining, one who is here, the other to come. And equally importantly, good morning to your viewers.
Great.
And you're looking dapper.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I think I like myself.
I think so too.
Myself. I think I like how I look today, but yeah, thank you. And of course, lawyer Kwame Jantua has joined us this morning here as well, senior member of CPP, and from the oil and gas sector as well, chairman. How are you doing, my brother? I know you've given up this morning, but I know you've given up, but we can't give up yet.
I haven't given up. It's just the frustration of things in this country. Little things that are frustrating in the morning.
I know.
You're driving, and the next thing you see, you're falling into a huge crater.
Yeah.
You ask yourself,
who sent you?
That's happening. But this morning, you're looking like a prosecutor. So you woke up in the morning and you said to yourself, and then I
tell you.
You're looking smart.
Thank you. And, thank you, my Lord. Yes. Anyway, so we want to look at, I have the great transformational plan over here, and it says stability, growth, resilience, prosperity. I know that it's going to be on the lips of a lot of people moving forward into the elections. I don't know how long they have to actually make sure that the Ghanaians are able to understand this, alliance and what they've put out in case of voting for them eventually. But they stated 6 things over here. They have economic infrastructure, they have environmental science and technology and natural resources. They've got also governance, social services, behavioral, and mindset change. Those are some of the 6 important things that they have put together in terms of what this plan is all about. And each of them has been explained, as you read on. But let me find the initial remarks of my guest in the studio. Honorable, is this different? Is it any different from what we've seen launched in the past in terms of what we want to use in governing this country?
Well, first and foremost, good morning to everybody initially again. And I think that the content, I suspect, and I've only scanned it, I'm going to try and take my time this weekend to look at it.
It's relatively new, so
the
we'll
content
try and digest it.
is very, very different in terms of, and I shouldn't say different, it's the same in content, but the last item you read is what I think I want to explore and see.
The behavioral mindset
Exactly,
change.
the mindset change, because that is something that Ghana definitely needs. And it's the most difficult, I think, of all the items that have been placed there, because as changing behavior of people is quite difficult, but needed in Ghana. The way we deal with certain issues or the way we do certain aspects leaves a lot to be desired. So that pricked my interest a bit. The rest, I mean, it's safe.
You're used to it.
Yeah, we are used to it. So that makes a change. And I believe that it will come out also in different formats in our manifesto also when it comes out, possibly sometime in July. By the end of July, we will
So
have.
it seems to be something that...
I want to read about that. I'm just being fair.
Okay.
The content may not be as rich as the heading, but the heading is a good one, if I can put it that way.
And it's something the NDC might also consider.
We'll look at everything that is there. I'm sure that the content is not going to be different from what we are going to put in our content. It's a question of degree, and how far or how much emphasis you put on it. But I think that as a heading, it hits a very important aspect of our development, which is if we don't change our behavior pattern, everything we plan will only be achieved at a very slow pace as opposed to a fast pace. So I give credit where credit is due. I think that I haven't read it, but I'm intrigued by the heading. And let's see what it actually says when we actually read the document. I haven't had the opportunity.
Okay, let me take
those are my initial comments.
Yeah, let me take the initial comment of lawyer as well. I'm trying as much as possible to see some of the things they've stated over here. So we can just, and it's because maybe we all want to go towards that angle of our mindset change and all that. So we'll just read a few of them and then we'll try and see if we can put some analysis to it. But we've also been joined by Mr. George Kujua-Isi. He's joined as Communication Director of NADMO, representing the NPP.
Didn't you travel to
let me quickly introduce him and then he's not supposed to be.
He's a floor member. Floor member.
This is not part of your frustrations this morning. He's not supposed to be part of
floor
it.
members. London.
And how are you doing, though?
If you were to go, you sit in the luggage department. Economy crying farmer.
Mischief from council.
This one I'm with you. Don't mind.
Honorable started the whole mischief. Your absence in this case was better than your presence. Your absence is better than your presence. Yeah. Because the people who went there, they haven't tried at all.
He came earlier.
No. On God, I'm saying he didn't go.
The luggage department, the luggage. Yeah, for the quick economy. Luggage.
Don't mind them. I'm with you. Don't mind them. They made me a prosecutor today.
You see,
I will give Lawyer, let me take your initial remarks and then I'll do so with Kujua-Isi as well, and then we'll try and see what we can get into with the mindset change.
Good morning to our viewers and our listeners. I hope everybody's fine. Let me read just a little bit of the introduction. It says, the economy of Ghana has over the last 60 years been characterized by severe fluctuations in performance. Is that true? Is this something that has happened? Reflecting structural vulnerabilities in the economy, this has denied the country of the much-needed stability and growth critical for transforming the country from poverty to prosperity. There's some truth in there? There is some truth in there. I must say, the Fronto group movement came to AGI. The NDC has come, the MPP has come, Allen too has come. Out of the three, I must say, the movement went into detail for some of the things that they wanted to do. Whether that detail is strong enough to start moving the economy is yet to be seen. I have the document, but I haven't actually gone into detail. I guess the best time to compare what they have brought out is when the other manifestos come out. And then let's see. And equally, the bit on behavioral and
mindset change.
mindset change also struck me.
Okay.
Because for me, that's the basic challenge we have in this country.
And perhaps the most difficult thing to do.
After all the what you call it, you know, it would have to start from a certain point to start moving, and can take years, but we've got to start.
Okay.
Look, during the Nkrumah regime, when they started after independence, what were they preaching? They were preaching the fact that we need to be patriotic. So in schools, you recite certain odes, you do certain things, love country first. So that kind of mindset was built in the children and was built in the country. So you could see people people brought country first. Even if you threw something in the gutter, they will challenge you. Why did something? Pick it up. Then we moved. The cool periods came and things got destabilized. Then we came into this quite a number of republics, now the Fourth Republic. With the Fourth Republic, I think one of the things that determined that mindset was President Rawlings and what President Rawlings stood for. And some of the things President Rawlings did that impacted on the people. And if you realize, there are quite a lot of things that happened in that era that we are suffering with today. The indiscipline of the people, the disrespect that we have, the kind of insults that we get on our media, the disrespect, you know, of public ownership and all that kind of stuff. So let's see. I would wait for the other manifestos to come, including my own party's manifesto to come out. And then you juxtapose the two. I hope and pray that there's going to be a presidential debate. I hope and pray that it will happen. Not only of the presidential candidates, but also of the vice presidents
as well.
Candidates. And I hope it's not going to be one. I hope it will be probably two. Because you won't be able to do what? Discuss all the issues in there. But there will be some pertinent issues within the manifestos. So NDC is talking 24-hour economy. What is MPP talking? I don't know yet. They haven't said yet. We haven't come out with ours yet. Martin has come out with his. So let's see how that starts manifesting. We are how many months to election?
6.
6 months to election. Let's see. But it's up to Ghanaians to decide who they feel. And the thing is...
5 months to
The thing is, will Ghanaians go according to the manifestos that will be brought out?
Do we
or will Ghanaians go with the gut feeling? Well, you know, things are changing with the youth who are now, you know, the majority, and they're looking for answers. Whether they will use the party's manifestos to get those answers, whether they'll use what the individuals say, whether they'll use whether they like popularity of the party, whether they like this or that, is yet to be seen. But I think this particular election is an election where the youth will play a huge role.
There were reports that the CPP will not fill the presidential candidate.
No,
and there was another statement that came to deny that. I'm just one.
that was one of our people's running away with his mouth typing. How is it that we
running
cannot
ahead of himself?
Yeah.
He was not running out. They have been spending the whole time trying to convince him to start. That's all.
He's refusing. Nobody has convinced him.
That's all. So
CPP.
So why don't you make it easy for them?
Instead of making it easy,
No CPP executive or member has asked me to stand. And when the time comes, and I have said, look, my main interest is the Nkrumah's groupings. That's my main interest. I believe that if the CPP lead the way and start and even, you know, get ahead, others will piss in. It would not really solve the challenges that the Nkrumah's movements have. Yeah, somebody will say, well, let's see CPP get in there, and let's see how they bring the others on board. It has to be done together as a collective. Because when it's done as a collective, there's so many issues that are there that you can start working out. So PNC, CPP.
Ejumara, is he still there?
Yeah, he's still there. Ejumara, PPP, all the others who class themselves as Nkrumahs. We need to sit around the table. Because look, Ghanaians don't like splinter parties. They don't like it. So yeah, the CPP might, go ahead, but what about the others? So for me, my interest, and I've told the party, my interest is how do we get the Nkrumah's groupings together? Once we get that together, then we become a force, and we move in tandem. We move together as a collective. I do not think, I could be wrong, I do not think the CPP can do it on its own. But where we stand, even on financial basis, it's not going to be possible. We need to come together and plan.
Okay. It's planning and togetherness. Let's have a thank you to Franco Trading Enterprise this morning. The news flash is proudly brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Phone Papa Path here. Still, you can go ahead and grab your one for yourself. CCTV cameras, we've got them. If you're looking forward to monitoring your offices, your homes, and all those places that you care about, Franco Trading Enterprise says we've got you. All right, so give us a call and download the app and speak to us.
We have 5 months, 2 weeks.
Yeah, to the elections.
So we are now 6 months, but 5 months, 2 weeks. More or less to the election.
And the MPP's here, NDC's here to bring out their manifesto.
Manifesto in July.
Okay,
Possibly.
by July, right? Okay, that's closer. Anyway, George.
Yeah.
Let me take your initial comment on the Great Transformational Plan.
Oh, okay. Good morning to you. Good morning to the Honorable Minister and Senior Counsel. So they are both councils, right?
Good morning.
I'm always privileged to be in your midst, And good morning to our viewers. Good morning to the next President of the Republic of Ghana, a leader of the MPP, Al-Hajj, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And somebody can get... It's an ambulance around. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and the exciting news of the name is tabled before the National Council. I'm excited. The two leading candidates.
We saw it coming. It was obvious.
We saw it. It was obvious. We knew. Some of us knew this from 2021.
Exactly.
He is a politician. He knows what I'm talking about. So these are issues that excite me. And the London excitements, they said I would have been in their cargo. I don't want to talk about it. But the news therefrom is also good. Haircuts and some concessions given to us, $4.7 plus another 4.4. It's actually not cash you're taking directly, but it's going to give you some respite to be able to have a good briefing, to put your acts together. And that also engenders investors' confidence, international investors. And the rating agencies are also going to review their ratings. So going forward, we believe we're going to be having positive ratings very soon. That's good. Great.
That's you echoing the words of the minister, right?
Yeah.
No, the minister said tomorrow. He's saying very soon. There's a difference,
Okay, let me rephrase. Tomorrow. Is that tomorrow or Monday?
Yes. That's why we are saying that you are speaking well. You are speaking well very soon. It gives you latitude. The man said they won't take it. Say tomorrow.
And the tomorrow he's saying is past and gone. So you don't want to agree to that.
But they won't take him. Take him. Want to go and speak well there.
That's good. Great transformational plan. I still see him as part of us. He's been a cabinet minister from the Kufuor administration all through. Cabinet, in fact, first minister appointee of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and cabinet minister for 7 years till he decided to move. We wish him well, but he's got a good plan, good vision. and we need to imbibe that as a people. It will help. We need our youth. You see what is happening in Kenya.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to be talking about that. And the youth in Ghana, in Nigeria, everywhere, job opportunities, cool. And so sometimes you create the avenue for them to know that they can be entrepreneurs themselves, you get it. And so if this is solid and the state has an avenue to support them, they are ready. In fact, the youth are ready to take up their destiny in their hands and move with a little push. And so if GTP is moving that thing is good. And I understand he spoke about mindset of possibilities, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, as far back as 7th of February, Dr. Baumia had mooted that, if you permit me to say. Ghana's next chapter, 111, listed, a mindset of possibilities. We must have a mindset of possibilities and not impossibilities. The challenges we must overcome as a country are too important to let our political differences derail us. Okay, there is a critical failure of mindset that manifests itself in the absence of core values, patriotism, and principles within our society. You get it. These and it goes on. And he talks about the robotics competitions that Methodist girls won, Prempeh College and all that. So we can stand up to the world and be victors. And so if we have that mindset, it's good. And it's going to help us to, change things and then move our nation forward. That's how come this government is working so hard on curriculum change. So that, the period where we do roots learning, chew, pour, pass and forget, move on and cool. We engage in discussion approach and cool. And then the digitalization drive, it's very important. Opportunities are there, you get it. And Dr. Baumia, he said, he's looking at getting about 1 million young people in the IT environment. And if you go to India, in fact, they are far ahead, even the United States, in the IT world, okay? Outsourcing projects and programs and all that is important. So if we can have that hub and groom up young people to take advantage of that, is a good vision. And so I am in sync with Chief Alan Chemathin. That GTP, it was part of his vision when he wanted to be the leader in the MPP. And I thought it was good. You get it. And so if he gets the opportunity and he's able to implement it, the better for all of us. But it's near impossibility.
Well, it's also
because of the platform, yes, for him. Because it's also, as they said earlier, let's get the visions of all. Let's get the manifestos. And you see that this will cut across almost every facet of the manifestos that we're going to be having. Everybody is talking about opportunities for the youth. And I think
competitively, do you see this becoming, more heavier than what you're eventually gonna bring out? No. This is out first. Almost everything that you're saying from here is over here.
So he copied from here.
Or maybe he wrote it for you before he left.
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to find, because
why did he copy? He still have to copy. So there's no idea. So he has given you his ideas. But no, you see, KMG, the most important aspect of it is that you can't run without walking or crawling.
Yeah.
When I'm thinking of mindset, I'm thinking of a person walking, finishing drinking a sachet of water and dropping it in the street.
Yeah.
That is the mindset I need to change. These are the flowery. We haven't even started the simple ones, dropping things in the gutter. Please, thank you, sorry, non-existent anymore. We have, our cultural values have been lost. So when they talk of mindset, I want the basics first though.
Yeah.
Before we even get into the flowery things. So the flowery things, I'm not saying they are bad. That's why I say I haven't read it. I want to really see what it's saying. But personally, without knowing what is in our manifesto or not, that when I heard that, I was intrigued, because that is a very, for me, important. And
mental.
Exactly.
But is it achievable?
Well,
It
how
seems
do you
to be
couch
one
it?
of the toughest things to achieve
In
this country.
It takes a lot to do it. And that's why when I saw it, I was like, okay, let's see where this is going. Because if you don't change the basics, you cannot do all these things you're talking about.
Yeah.
You really need to get us back to, or we as a people must get back to our fundamental cultural values. And we keep losing them by the day. Everything is money. Everything is money. Everything we do is money. And it's not the way forward. We have to, and that's why I agree with you. It is very difficult.
Yeah.
So when I saw it, I was like, whoa, okay, how is this going to happen? Let's see what they've put down. So
there are some indicators over here. So this one says respect for law and order.
Well, there's that.
It has patriotism over there as well. It's got attitude to work. It's got enforcement of discipline. The arrogance of power. I don't know which of them you would want to touch on.
KMJ, you know something?
Yeah.
If the entire fraternity, political fraternity, do not adopt it, forget it.
It has to go, one person can champion
everybody,
it.
or every political party, the people should say, this is something that is good. Let's see how we progress it forward.
But lawyer, how do we achieve that? We've got differences in opinion, even as much as it's reflective in this paper.
In there. Everybody says mindset is a problem. So collectively, how do we handle this mindset? Look, it will start. It will be a seed that is sown, which will take some time to grow, but it has to start. And you see, this is why I have a challenge. The fact that you have a flag bearer who is still in power, who still has the mantle, why doesn't he start? And sometimes I ask myself when I listen to Dr. Baumia, fine gentleman, I ask myself, is President Akufo-Addo that stubborn? Is he that stubborn?
Why?
Is it that Dr. Baumia has not professed these things to his leader? Are there not things in there that can be put in practice? This is a typical one. Can he tell us that he believes in this, and so he went to the president and said, oh boy, the mindset of the people is something that is dragging this country down. Can't we do something about it? If they had started on that trajectory when they even came 2020, would we not be getting somewhere with some policies? And you're still a vice president. You're not an opposition leader. You are in the seat, be it being a mate or not. You are next to power. You're number 2 to power. So this particular one, which we all agree, the media agree, the people of Ghana agree, could we not have sat together and said, this is something that is killing this country, let's deal with? But now, because he is vying for power, it's become a separate thing from his terms of reference in terms of the work he's doing now. So let's see. I have a big challenge with that. Because if I happen to be vice president, and I had certain, and I'm not vice president, I'm saying if I happen to be, some of these things that I put in that document, I will push my leader to adopt. I will push the party to adopt. Nobody can tell me that Dr. Baumia doesn't have power in the MPP. Nobody.
But he has come out to say that it's not in his power to make some of the decisions that maybe you and I would have wished that he did.
So in other words, he doesn't agree with his leader.
Let me ask you a question.
There have been instances
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a
Yeah.
question. Let me bring it down to domestic. In a family, who is the leader in the family?
The father.
When the father needs to make a decision about the family, what does he do?
Consult with the wife.
Even sometimes the children.
And even sometimes the
Yeah,
children.
by extension.
And sometimes what does the wife do? If the wife finds that what the father is saying,
There's sense in it. Oh, well.
she will push it. Or even sometimes when she realizes her husband is spending some money, that doesn't need to be spent. She has her own way of stopping the father from doing it. You're trying to tell me that a gentleman who the president raised his hand to say, this is my economic guru, this is the man who's going to help, cannot convince the president on some of these things. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Is that what you're trying to say to me? I hope my nephew now being chosen as running mate will not also come and tell us one day down the road, if they win, that I'm a driver's mate.
If what?
If they win.
You wanted to use the word when.
No, I didn't want to.
to use the word
I didn't.
when.
I said if.
It's when.
I said if.
There's an if clause over there.
If they, don't put words in my mouth. If they win. If they win. You see, because you see, what Vice President Bawumia has done, he has watered down the position of Vice President.
No.
By making that statement. So it makes it look as if the Vice President is just there.
So any other vice president can come and replicate that in the future. That's what it is.
That kind of respect that one would have for that position.
Kwame, you are being generous. He has denigrated everything President Nana Addo has done.
No.
He simply does. All his policies are against what Nana Addo has been doing to date.
No.
He said that the number of ministers Nana Addo has is too much. When he comes, he's going to have 50.
Different leader.
You are in power.
You're in power.
You are in power. And you are telling us that your president, the 80-something, 125 he reached at a certain point, was wrong. And you were the vice president. Hello? He is totally made it clear that Nana Addo has been a failure. Things that he's talking about that he's going to do in terms of the economy, in terms of, are different from what Nana Addo has ever said or done.
Absolutely different.
Totally different. And you're a vice president. How? I mean, so if you knew it was not right, you are head of the economic management team. You are head. And all these things, processes you are talking about, how you are, the charges at the port taxes are too many. And you are head of the economic management team. So what advice are you giving the president?
Exigencies of the moment.
What exigencies?
You created the problem.
That is the issue.
What exigencies?
George Bush Sr.'s policies were somehow different from Reagan's policies when he became president. Facts.
He didn't run away from the fundamentals.
No, he's not running away.
Is he campaigning on President Akufo-Addo's
Yes.
What is he campaigning?
Yes. What is Yes. So I'm going to answer that. But before we proceed, KMD, this mindset thing, I'm excited about it. You get it?
No, I mean, lawyer thinks that he's supposed to run through all the presidential
and I agree
candidates.
with him. I agree with them.
Different
And that's where we look
We're
at
different
formats.
Yes, formats. Yes, the approach.
That's
where we need to look
It doesn't
at.
even have to be different formats.
Okay.
We need to also
we all sit down and say,
this is the line.
That's where the significance of the NDPC comes in. Okay?
But that's under the
National
president.
Development Planning Commission.
I mean, that
It's a very strategic.
Are you talking about Ghana
institution.
Beyond 8?
No. You see, the NDPC, you remember under President JM, there was this
40-year development plan.
plan.
And
Do
you
you
have
know?
Ghana Beyond 8.
And do you
I
know,
was
in
part
that
of it.
40-year development plan, that's where this 24-hour economy thing has been
Stems from.
derived from. You get it. He himself said it. President GM said it, that it was in there, and he thought he needed to bring it up. Okay? But the way it's going, their difficulty in explaining it and co is another matter. I understand it. They all understand it. So that thinking, yes, that's good. Yes, so that thinking of ideas for the national development is, I agree with them. The mindset is a very key thing that we need to look at. Then the vice president's positions on matters, the exigencies of the moment. For instance, the e-levy matter, KMD. If you talk about the e-levy, and he had his different mindset on that, okay? There's cabinet. Cabinet is taking a decision. Now, because of the crunch we've gone through, the global challenges and co, we need money. And so we needed some of these. In fact, the e-levy was to come so that we would have avoided the IMF.
Please.
Right? That was
There's still the issue of
that was the prime
there's
minister.
still the issue of the fact that it was not well thought.
No, we disagree.
Before implementation,
No, we
which
disagree. Which part I disagree was the stoppage of the toll booths and co. Up to now, I'm not convinced about that, to be honest with you.
It's the same thing. I mean, they often part of the
we don't want to bend in
decision-making
the
in terms
Ghanaian.
of
You get
the
it.
levy.
But these roads are used by international trucks and all that. Okay, you travel outside, there are, toll booths there and all that. So you look at it and say, even up to now, our roads are deteriorating in some parts, okay? But we need these. Even if it's 70 million, it can do some works before we proceed. You get it? And so these, if he says, based on the exigencies of the moment, the e-levy is needed, okay? Some other taxes are there. But I thought it's going to be a stopgap thing. And then thereafter, we'll take it off. It's true. Because now, this $4.7 billion cancelled and co is giving you relief. So you may have some rooms to, navigate. Now, if that be the case,
How you navigate is the problem.
when he wins, okay, I'm very certain in my mind he's going to win because I'm going to look there. I've been doing the demographic analysis and other analysis, which is
You've seen some of the other reports that have been out?
very
There have
key.
been reports
Don't
that
worry.
have come
Don't worry.
and not
And
in his
people
favor.
sometimes.
Are you studying these reports as
Global
well?
info analytics and all that.
KM.
We are waiting for
just
EIU
want to
and
ask
all
you
that.
one
Don't worry. Okay? We know about that. 2008, we saw what happened to us. We are going to correct our shortcomings and all that. And then we are going into this election well prepared, well armed, and determined to annex power. Breaking the eight is not just a slogan, okay? And so if Dr. Bawumia says he has his vision, I agree. There are certain things he can table it at cabinet. But is it Dwight Eisenhower or which American president? He says the buck stops here with me. True or false? That is the truth. So if the president,
the vice
Dr.
president has gotten away with a lot with the buck
no,
stops
he's not
here with
running.
me.
Look, that's not right. That's the truth.
He's run away from a lot of things with the backstops with me.
Executive presidency. And that is it.
KMJ.
Go to Article 58.
No, but really.
And the powers therein. Okay, and he has also said that he's going to
KMJ.
push for
Yeah,
amendment of the Constitution and all that. I'm
I'll
in
come
sync
to you.
with that. I'm in sync with that. Okay, let's do things that people have their vision. They may be.
So
with
George,
you.
what
Okay,
George,
if the president
George, in
is
essence,
like, last one.
No,
Then
I want to
before
ask you a question.
Okay,
No, I want to ask you a
ask
question.
me.
In essence, what you're
Yeah.
saying is that
Yes.
if any other president comes to power with the vice president and there are issues and want to actually tackle them, the vice president will come out with the same slogan that you're using right now.
I don't understand the question.
So if just like lawyer said,
Yeah.
if Napo comes with Bawumia right now and there's another transition and Napo wants to be the president, Napo will also come with what the vice president is.
No, Napo will have his vision. And let's
No,
say
you also
vice-
come
yes,
saying that
let's say-
I have made impacts, I have done A, B, C, D, but it's still stopped with the president. Is that what he's
Of
going
course,
to say?
that is the truth.
So everybody's going to run around with
No,
that.
it is the constitutional
I
truth.
say Tofi
You get-
Akwa, that's
it
why
is
they are
the
not coming.
Constitution.
Why should
They are
that
not
become a
coming.
problem?
They are not
It's
When you
not
know
a
that the
problem,
vice
Yaro.
president,
The vice
so
president,
for
vice
example,
president has not dissociated himself from any shortcoming or achievement of this government. We are going to run our campaign on the success or otherwise of this government, the Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo government. We are proud of our achievements. Okay, the challenges, and we know
You can't
we
say-
are
you
working
can't
on
say
the
anything
challenges.
but that.
Okay, achievement, road infrastructure, health infrastructure, every sector. We're very proud of that. Those achievements.
Listen.
Okay, and they haven't.
I've
come
given one
anywhere near
example.
our
He
achievements.
has not even
So we are not
answered
going to
that.
run
One
away
example.
from that,
Which is?
We are on 80-something ministers at the moment.
yes,
You are saying that we have to cut government expenditure.
yes.
You
And we
all are
understand
saying
that.
that the same thing. And you have come out
Let
to
me
even say,
answer
we
you.
said
50.
we are going to do 60.
That's-
Yeah.
The moment John Mahama said 60,
No.
you had to come lower. So you said you are going to do 50.
Is that your head?
And you are at 80-something.
No problem.
And I'm saying you are in power. If you have to cut government expenditure, at the time we were all fighting to bring in these new ministers and what, why didn't you merge
KMD.
ministries and cut government
KMD.
expenditure?
I can
There
say
is
same
no-
for him.
you respond to that.
I can say same for him. JM has been president, not vice. He was vice and became president and used 83, 85 ministers. Today, he says he's going to do 60. You believe him? He wants us to believe him. Okay? So I will give him the benefit of the doubt. He's been president. He sat in the saddle and used 85 ministers. And yet today he says he will use 60. An honorable
French economy
Percival
with a
why don't you believe
wants
it?
me to believe.
But why don't
with a
you believe?
different
Why don't
economy.
you believe?
KMG, with a different
Why don't you
economy.
believe that they want us to believe
No,
yours?
this is the same.
Is this the economy you are doing
No
this
problem.
with?
I give him the benefit.
The economy
of
we
that.
are talking
You
about
get
and
it.
your economy.
So
Which one is
if
better?
Dr. Baumia says he's going to use 50. You get it. Today, President Akufo-Addo believes that he's using a lot of members of parliament and all that. You know, 83 or so. He's using members of parliament.
Also, I'm worried about.
The cost and co is not going to be a burden on the state because the MPs are paid anyway. You get it. But some make the argument that securities and all those things are additional costs, minimal. Those are the. But President Akufo-Addo believed that if he cuts 30% of all the ministers' remunerations, it's going to help. Okay? In 2023, part of the reason our growth this thing was expenditure was cut down to about 27 billion.
It didn't work.
It worked. It reflects in the budget. It's there. Okay?
Something we could have done long ago.
Yes. So somebody prefers that we use 40 or 50 or 60. Another also prefers, I'll use the 87 or 85, but I'll cut 30% of that. If you do the analysis, then it may also boil down to about 60 or 58 ministers, okay? Because of the expenditure cuts. So these are ways and approaches. Baumia feels, okay, I'm going to go by 50 minutes. I've said, and Honorable Haruna Idrisu had also said it some time ago, and I'm in sync with him, that Ghana doesn't need more than 60 ministers. I agree with him. You get it? But, sometimes when we get into power, then we feel all the constituencies within the political arena must be satisfied. You get
And
it?
it can be repeated. Moving forward, it can be repeated.
No,
right?
now they've made a pledge to the Ghanaian. Once it's 60,
It's not about the pledge.
So
the president said he was going to put his life,
course,
his
you have to hold that
presidency on the
because
line.
they are
For Galamsey.
Yes, and he did. And he got his mandate renewed.
What is Galamsey right now?
He got
What's
his
the situation
mandate
with Galamsey
renewed.
right now?
So it means
George, what's the
people
situation with
believe-
Galamsey right now?
It's still challenging. It's still challenging. But
You think that the way that was done with Galamsey was better?
we could have done it better. To be honest with you, and you see,
Because
let me tell you something.
I'm glad that you're making this point because the issue with Galamsey is
when
not
we're
something
doing the
we're supposed to be politicizing
2016
anyway.
campaign, the president came to our constituency, Cape Coast North. After the whole campaign, in the night, he met dons of academia. Okay, I was privileged to be there because my wife was then the candidate. So we went there, and then he spoke passionately about the forest, the water bodies, and all
But
that.
the word goes beyond speaking passionately about it.
And so when he came,
It's the action you put in the
implementation,
passion you use in
yes.
ex-
So the
explaining what
team,
the
the
situation
media
is.
were all with him.
Did the
Unfortunately,
president-
those who were leading in the fight and co, we did it. Galam stop, Galam what and co, and unfortunately, I wouldn't sit here and say we have succeeded completely in the Galam.
So that fight
We could
was
have
a
done-
failure.
we could have done better. It was a good fight, but we didn't achieve what we intended.
So you
to.
failed.
Yeah, exactly, that's what I'm
So you
asking.
failed.
That
It's
so
your
it means
choice
that it
of
was,
word.
it was,
It's
it
your
was a
choice of
failure.
word.
KMG.
It's your choice.
Yeah,
But it's not over. It's still
KMG.
ongoing. You know that.
KMG.
The fight is still
Yeah,
ongoing.
please, and then I'll do some messages. Yeah.
Two things. Dr. Baumia, in terms of, even lost my train of thought. In terms of the policies, his policies that he's bringing up.
Yeah.
Why is it that he is not, and I haven't seen, and I haven't heard, he's not campaigning on the past of the president? One of the major challenges Dr. Baumia had was Ken Ofori-Atta.
As the finance minister.
Yes.
And
The
which
president
was-
chose to listen to Ken than to listen to him.
That's presumption.
Not presumption. How many times did the economic management team meet? How many times did the economic management team meet? How many times?
They started it.
How many times? So it wasn't important because they started it.
No, I say it's an advisory group.
So it's an advisory group, and the president decided to make him head.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the president was actually listening
Yes.
to his
But not
favorite,
acting on the-
to his
or
favorite,
whatever.
his favorite cousin,
No.
who put us in this mess.
No. It's global challenge.
Put us in this mess.
No. I disagree.
And nobody has been able Now that Kenofureta is no more there, nobody has been able to call him and say, oh man, you were in power. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is what happened to the economy. Explain to us.
He's your friend. Why are you
No,
not asking? He's your personal friend.
KMG. I know you want to. Can I just make one?
The president calls him by name.
No, because I want to make one point.
Yeah, please go ahead.
If you watch what is happening in Ghana at the moment, study it carefully. We have 2 opposition leaders running for power.
Who and who?
Bawumia is behaving as if he's in opposition.
No.
Watch it. It's a strategy they are using. Look, Bawumia is campaigning as if he's in, trying to get power, which he doesn't have.
Yes, he doesn't.
He is opposition leader. All his policies. He's not running on President Akufo-Addo's record.
No,
he's not.
He is.
He's not.
He is not. You look at when you see some of the key things that he's saying. So now their strategy is like we are looking for sympathy. I am in opposition. Give me power. You are not in opposition.
But are Ghanaians going to vote on that?
But that is it. Look, this
Would it make any
strategy.
difference?
So I'm letting everybody know. There's only one party or a number of parties in opposition in this game. Bawumia is not part of it.
No, he's not.
His record.
The rule is part of the ruling
If
government.
pharmacy
He's not
is in place,
Alan
and he's
Tremantin,
going to
who was a
continue
minister of
with
state.
it. Yes.
He's not Kennedy, who is a minister of an MP.
Yeah.
He is the vice president of this country.
He's not.
And he cannot be talking about things which are wrong and say he will change it when he had the opportunity to do it.
That's what
He has the opportunity.
He cannot.
Let us be clear.
Okay.
He's running the kick. They are in opposition. What kind of opposition? He doesn't want.
Let me do some messages. Let me engage our viewers a bit and then I'll come back to you. This one says, good morning, respectfully. In whatever way you look at it, Dr. Bawumia stands tall and better than former President Mahama. Dr. Bawumia and Napo will win 2024 elections. The NPP government is better than NDC government any day, anytime, despite economic recession in the world. Basayi Komla Mafia is something that one from Jessica. So you can also do well and send us your take on Napo's confirmation. Let me put it that way. And well, as it stands right now, let's just use that and see what comments that will come out. But I mean, we know definitely it's going to be him. Now, good morning, KMJ and your panel. The hardship in the country is too much. Food prices going up every day, and the NPP is telling us everything, okay, because they are eating with their left, right hand, state capturing and the rest. We are waiting for December election period. My regards to Dr. Grace Ayen Sudankwa, incoming MP for Esikado Ketan constituency. Let me go to this one. Says, good morning, KMJ. Dr. Bawumia is the candidate at the moment, and to ask, will you give your business to your former employee who failed woefully and was rejected? Please, let's dance to JM's issue of Ghanaians have short memory. Dr. Bawumia, all the way from Joe Bingi. KMJ, good morning. I get angry when I hear MPP saying breaking the 8. It is only greed that can make you talk like this. For 8 years, you destroyed the economy and yet you want more years. Napo is good news to NDC because of his rude utterances to Ghanaians. Voters will get him now. John Achim Tafo sent in that. Good morning, KMJ. John Mahama has been vice president, acting president and president. In fact, he has benefited from Ghanaians than any other person. Why didn't he implement 24-hour economy and reduce ministers? However, what to do capitation in National Health Insurance Scheme under John Mahama from Kwaku Baku Jr. Okay, let me go to this one. Good morning. Whoever selected to partner the vice president is not going to change anything on the ground. I wish politicians will see what is happening in Kenya. The people first before anything. One of the issues we'll talk about, but somebody has written how on earth?
The near break, Mati. The near break.
What do I even do? Let me get to some points and see. Good morning, dear host. And he says, please read. This is my message for me. Read this my message for me. Good morning, dear host. Good morning, dear host and your panelists. Permit me to say it in the plain language that Ghana from under the era of the Fourth Republic has been managed by complete empty policy from latest. If not, what kind of sensible businessman would be borrowing huge sums and be putting them in avenues that yields an additional debt? Is that not what the NDC and MPP keep doing to us in this country? And they expect us to consider them wiser and best enough to manage this country to a better standard. What kind of a better standard has it taken them 32 years to be established? We are surprised sitting behind our television, spending precious times just to listen to political empty words from individuals like that, to be liking to be fathers and family heads. It's a shame and nothing else. However, I blame the other so-called political parties like CPP and co. They are gross disappointment to the Fourth Republic for deliberately relaxing their shoulders for NPP and NDC to have no other competitors. Where does this happen? I think the state should consider collapsing all of them because they seem to have no usefulness to the development of the state. Okay, so now your point. I wish one day I would be given an opportunity to sit on this show to teach the NDC and NPP simple and common sense from young minds. KMJ, consider inviting neutrals to be neutralizing the loud noise of these political parties' reps. Where are you going to be representing, by the way? Okay, so he's left his number here. My producers will contact you. But he says we are writing our own history of our time and not what... My goodness. Anyway, okay, we understand.
There was a guy like this when I was in Cape Coast.
Okay.
He sends messages, aggressive, and one day they invited him. And so when I was told he was the guy coming, this was with NDC. The research I did, and the books I carried to the studio.
You, Bob.
That's like 10 minutes each. He used only less than 2 minutes, he couldn't talk again. So you see?
It's not easy, when you have your phones with you. Mensa Majid from Mecham Toronto says, my regards to Honorable Charles Akwasi incoming MP for Tano South. NDC is never against free SHS, but we want them to review it for students to spend more time in school than in the house. Another disaster is that NPP has chosen Napo as their running mate. It is not the same Napo who said that Ghanaians should go and prepare their own Dumso timetable. The same Napo said that the good people of Ashanti region need only T-shirts. The same Napo said that students with weakest grade attend colleges of education. Napo and Dr. Baumia are the weakest pair in the history of Ghana, appointing Asante Bedi Etuo and others in this extra time is waste of taxpayers' money. Let's vote massively for JDA come December 7. Now,
this is not extra time. It's still within the time.
Good morning, KJ, the panelists. Please, Ghanaians must be very vigilant because the way Baolaya is going about his politics is just like that of the former Kenyan VP who became the president and showed them his true colors. Napo and Baolaya, the value is the same. UK won it.
Just scared of Baolaya.
Hello, good morning, KMJ. There is nothing new Napo is bringing on the table. Can't wait to hear empty slogans without any feasible implementation. Baolaya and Napo is a cool job for us in the NDC. One greetings to Honorable Charles Akwasi incoming MP for the good people of Tano South. All right, let me go. Okay, this is a birthday dedication. I'm sure it will be handled by the Shedua. Now, good morning, KMJ. NDC members have the right to remain silent, and they should trigger that when there is any discussion on free SHS because it is the only political party in Ghana that have sponsored about 40 acts against free SHS. Abdul Aziz Jimbani, says Joy TV neighbor Kukum Limley sent in that one. Let me see if we have got any. Okay, so let me do the last one, and then we'll get back to our conversation. This one over here. Down says. The fact is Dr. Baumia has become a dilemma for NDC, and everybody in this country can testify that Dr. Baumia is not corrupt and very respectful. It's reasonable that he has chosen Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, and this is the perfect combination of all standard DR plus DR versus corrupt and incompetent professors, fellow Ghanaians, and the ball has kicked rolling. Let's continue to help the NPP-led Baumia Napo to bring the age to protect the free SHS, and it's possible. Regards to Honorable Charles Champon, the MP for Saman Kese. Okay, maybe the last one. Hi, host. To jubilate over the appointment of failures as flag bearers and running mates is celebrating mediocrity because the two guys are responsible for doomsday economic crisis and the mess at the education sector, which has resulted in untold hardship of students. Now, parents and teachers across the country, even if they appoint the Pope or the Mohammed as flag bearers and running mates, will not make another mistake to entrust our destiny into the hands of these nation wreckers. MPP, never again. Pauli says a citizen, not spectator.
KMJ, look, don't let us use commentary to denigrate and feel that, oh, because these two people, Baumia and Napo, have been chosen, they've done this, or they haven't done this. This election, the center of this election is Ashanti. Yeah. That's where the center of the election is. And if we take our eyes off the ball,
The demography.
and we, the opposition parties, we don't work hard in Ashanti, and the MPP are able to get over 75% of the vote in Ashanti, the possibility of them coming back.
Even that of voter region won't cause any change.
It won't cost you.
The demography. Look
Won't
at
cost
the
any
numbers.
changes. So we shouldn't sit down and use words. Let's be vigilant. Let's make sure that we are covering ourselves in Ashanti. Yes, the Ashantis feel President Akufo-Addo didn't do much for them.
There's that conversation.
But the Ashantis, they believe in a party, not an individual. Now, Napo, where Napo is coming from, he's coming from, if I can say, the seat of Ashanti.
Menshia.
Yes, come from the seat of Ashanti. And Otumfo doesn't play politics. Otumfo won't say, vote for him or don't vote for him. He won't say it. But the perception, can drive a difference. So, all these slogans we are talking about will not work if we are not vigilant. If we don't go to the grassroots and do the work that needs to be done before the election, the MPP can come back if we are not careful.
Very well.
No, I have to respond.
So go and lead them.
Regardless of who came as a running mate, who their flag bearer is, you had to be vigilant after what we saw in 2020.
What did you
Okay.
So the vigilance warning you are giving, it cuts across
all the other constituencies.
It has got nothing.
Polling stations.
Why? We are of the view that Ashanti has always been a problem in terms of a rigging center.
Wow.
We feel that way. So we are very alive. Forget who came as running mates or not running mates. There is a complete, why? We've seen what happened to us in 2020. We know we won election. We have been Democrats. We have played the game according to the rules. We don't believe we lost that election. We know what happened with the constituencies. The mayhem that was caused
Unravel.
when we were at almost 141 seats and we were now ending up at 130. We know. So you're warning as if this is because they have picked Napo and it's neither here nor there. It doesn't matter who. The whole party has a machine and we intend to dismantle it. We will dismantle it this time. The vigilance goes across. We all go and shine our eyes. We are not going into this.
These are lessons learned.
We have learned our lessons.
KMJ, in 2016, by midnight, when we had done all our IT systems and everything, laid everything and, by midnight, we knew we had the results. I was in a collation center. We had all. Now, we were ahead of the EC. They are saying they are now learning their lessons. What do you think? Where are we? When in 2016 we were where we were. 2020 ahead. He said
So,
he
George,
believes they won.
George, let me ask
No,
you.
Honorable, please. He believes they won and yet went to court without a single pink sheet. How? I was in your studio here, one of the local districts, when Honorable, one of my favorites from the NDC, Tete Chai, their regional secretary, were making argument. I went to EC website and brought certain documents. And he said those documents were wrong. He went into his car and brought a pink sheet. And the figures were different from what EC had on their website. Then I said, okay, I said it on air. That if indeed this is the true thing you are holding, and it's a factual this thing, I think you have the case. Go to court. I support you. Go to court. They went there. That pink sheet never got to Supreme Court.
Okay.
So we are also alert and we know what to do. And don't forget, Ashanti has not less than 3 million votes. I stand to be corrected. Okay? And so these are the realities. So our fear is our party. But when Dr. Bawumia got there the last time,
It made a difference.
it made a difference.
Very well. All right. We'll move on to our next. We'll move on to our next
I'm
topic.
excited.